Hello everyone. It's James again. And today I want to talk about a comment that was left on my previous video, where we talked about the narcissist's body language and what we can learn. And if you remember, it all comes down to how skilled the narcissist has become at hiding who they are. Yes. Look for inconsistencies regarding their body language and their words and deeds. If you're lucky, they might say or do something that will tip you off to not deal with such a person again. But again, if they've learned how to mask such inconsistencies, and you think they are a caring, decent person, it's possible to be fooled and sucked into their web. Which brings me to a comment left by Pa777 Billy. And Pa777 Billy writes, "The bottom line unfortunately is that there is no real defense against a narcissist. It is just a matter of getting out once you fall in. This reality is very depressing. How can we ever trust again?" And to that I say, thank you for this very, very important comment. And regarding the second half of this comment, I want to address later on in another video. But as far as the first part of the comment, I will say, this can be very, very true. The key words here are can be. You see, I think we've all been in situations since we learned about narcissism, where someone we just met, or someone we've known for a while, showed all or some of the red flags of a narcissist, or some other toxic type of a person, and we were able to slip away, never to deal with such a person again, or at least limit our contact. Like, let's say for instance, you go on a first date, and boy oh boy they start sharing weird personal stuff that no one should be sharing on a first date. And you walk away. Either they are a narcissist, or a narcissist abuse survivor that doesn't know it yet, and hasn't done the self-work. And I will be honest with you. It's not your job to find out. It's not. It's better to err on the side of caution, which is what a lot of us have done, and then figure out a way to not deal with this person again. Now, those are the perfectly set up situations, where we can clearly see what is happening, and we can get away. Kind of like playing a video game on level 1. But the higher up in levels you go on a game, the more difficult the game can be. Well, it's true. As mentioned before, the more a smart narcissist learns. And yes, there are smart narcissists, dumb narcissists, and narcissists in between. But this narcissist that is ever learning and growing in their evil powers, they might fool you, at least for a little while. Because at some point, a red flag might pop up for a brief moment, to show you what is going on. Or they might purposely let their mask slip to see if you will stick around and still deal with them. Either way, what Pa777 Billy said is true. It is just a matter of getting out once you fall in. This is why I highly advise you don't sign paperwork binding you to each other and property or bills, or anything. Because you might think this man or woman is the light of your life. And all in all, they are a narcissist that has been hiding who they really are for the last 3 years. Yes. Most narcissists show who they are within the first 6 months, to quite possibly a year. And this is in most cases. But if a narcissist has learned a lot from past long-term relationships about what they did wrong, and they see you as a nice and juicy target, they will use their newfound skills in keeping who they are a secret long enough to get you in deeper with them. This is why I say, getting joint bank accounts is nonsense. If someone says you have to do so in order to make your relationship move to the next level, take that as a red flag and run. If someone wants to buy a house with you, don't. Marriage licenses. Again, that's a third-party control system where you are binding yourself to this person that can destroy your life and change on you on a dime. And they can use the state to abuse you even further. And yes, as stated before, the marriage license is in no way, shape or form biblical. And laws need to change that will allow people to draw up their own contracts that will protect them in ways they see fit in such relationships, but will allow them to have the same benefits one would have in a marriage. Such as if your loved one has to go to the hospital and you are their care provider and such. But I digress. Sorry. But that would be the only thing worth signing if it existed. Simply put, try to stay away from things that you just can't get out of. In case someone decides they want to try to turn your life upside down. And if they do try, all you will need to do is walk the other way. Never to deal with this person again. But you have to have it in your mind and spirit to walk away. Because as we've talked about before, the love bombing the narcissist does on their victim makes you feel a certain way. And your brain releases drug-like chemicals that get you addicted to this feeling. And yes, narcissists can learn how to temper or modify this love bombing if they feel they've come on too strong before in previous relationships. So you won't be alarmed in the beginning. And I think that's another good topic to talk about at another time. But all that being said, when someone loves you it feels good. Or when you think they do. We are all human. Even me. Even though I'm a little cartoon man. We all want love. And the narcissist knows that most of their victims will fight to keep them around hoping they will get that loving feeling back like the song once said. But it's all a trap. Look. Don't let anyone pee on your leg and crap down your back. You don't need to ask them why they are doing it. Nor do you need to work with them to correct their behavior. You just leave. No big scene. No big anything. Just slip out the back door never to see this person again. And being able to do so requires loving yourself. Knowing you're better than someone loving you for 3 years. Then out of the blue treating you like crap. Bye. Later. I don't need to deal with you. Bye. See ya. And move right along in your life. With that being said, most of the time you will notice things way sooner than 3 years. Usually it's 6 months or less. But yet and still, you have to be prepared to leave at any time. At any time. When God says move you move. When He shows you what this so-called person/demon is. Don't try to talk to a demon. Don't try to change the demon's mind. Don't try to figure out what the demon wants with you. Just leave never to look back. And you have to always, and I do mean always, have the ability to do that. With that said, I want to thank Pa777 Billy. I do appreciate your comment. I also appreciate everyone else's comments and questions. And dialogue. I see everyone talking back and forth. Sharing. Agreeing. Disagreeing. It's all for the better good of self-betterment. Which is something positive. With that being said, I do hope everyone had a blessed day. And until next time. Bye for now. And be good to yourself.